Good evening, everyone. I'm going to call the Community Preservation Committee regular meeting to order. It is Thursday, September 18th. It is 5:05 p.m. We are in person at the Primetime Building and available via Zoom. This meeting is being recorded and can be viewed at a later date on the Town of Dayton YouTube channel. If we could all just stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And we'll just start off with committee member introductions. I am Kevin Smith, Chair and Parks and Rec Representative.
Alicia Wilson, Vice Chair and Member at Large.
Brian Cedrone, I'm a member at large. Jonathan Gale. That's me.
Dan Higgins, Planning Board Representative.
Pat Gales, Historical Commission Representative.
So first thing up we have is approved prior meeting minutes. We'll skip those until the next meeting just because we're catching up on the summer. Elizabeth and I were going back and forth just trying to make sure everything was accurate from the last, because we had one meeting that didn't record and then, well then I think she had this the next meeting, so her and I are gonna collaborate and make sure we can catch those things
Is that the
up.
ones from April?
Or June, I don't know.
I think it was May
May.
that,
Did you get a correction I sent you, one meeting?
Yeah, from April,
Yeah,
that one's all set.
okay.
yeah, and I think, yeah, we had fixed those, but then the May one was the one that she wasn't with us, and then I think I goofed up on the recording, so we're just gonna collaborate, make sure that everything is good, and then we'll have those in this meeting for next time. So the first things first, financial reports, so just kind of to catch us up, I guess we'll do, I must have misprinted, we'll do our project updates too under this as well,
Okay,
just because it's gonna all fall together. Financial reports, Serena, the town accountant, did our CP1 reporting, just showing our revenues from the past year. Nothing, so we'll have some, now that that's done, I'll get that report, that was just submitted, it was due the 15th. Once I have that information back from her, we can review all of that, it'll show our, our up-to-date income. And then, were you planning on doing library just in general, or?
Okay.
Well, I'll just speak quickly to like the financial side of things. I did speak to Serena today, where we are still awaiting the actual funding being sent to us from the Mass Cultural Grant. And her and I are gonna sit down sometime next week to go over, because there was like a little bit of jostling around of things, because we had to cover some costs until the grant went. So we're gonna kind of do some reconciliation of what funds were spent, but now that they're pretty much done, there might be a couple small little things, but we'll kind of have a really good idea of what actually came out of CPC funding. Like we know that we went down from 323 to 123 because of the 200,000 reimbursement, but there's some like small ancillary things that needed to be covered within our funding, so her and I will clean all that up and make sure that we have like a firm number for that, unless do you have anything?
How much was small?
I'm not even gonna speculate on that, but small compared to 323,000.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I went through quickly with her because Mark, the library director, was sending me invoices and I was signing as they came in. But what happened was, because we didn't have the reimbursement at that time, there were certain things that went through, but then we had some other, so it's like part of the HVAC came from this pile and some came from our, CPC, so there's a little bit of just reconciliation that needs to happen. But if, not hundreds, there's still thousands, probably tens of thousands of dollars, but nothing in the grand scheme of the 323. You wanna give us
So,
just a project update?
yeah, so the grand opening is on Saturday. I heard from Ron this afternoon and they got their occupancy permit for 85 people. So that's good. I have seen it and it looks like a library, looks really good. So, the books are on shelves, internet was connected, they were waiting for phones today. I think the electrician still up, well, they had to still finish that up to get the occupancy permit. So they're working on sprucing up the outside for landscaping for Saturday. There's some minor details that still have to be, addressed. Some of it's just once you get in the building, you realize, oh, oops, this wasn't done, kind of thing. But it is going to be a functional and wonderful library. And a lot of the, have to commend Tom Ferry and his highway department because they worked hard along with Jim Aguirre on making sure that the building retained the historical integrity that it has, so.
Yeah, it does, there's still so much, preserved architecture there,
Right,
but all the new components
Right.
are great. I had the chance, I had to stop by to drop off the giant scissors and the ribbon. So I got a chance to have a little sneak preview this afternoon, and that's the first time I've seen it in person.
Yeah.
I've seen
It
the
was
pictures, but it
amazing
looks
once
great.
they put those shelves in, how it just filled up and took the echo of a big hall away,
Yeah,
So are we gonna have a CPC sign there that's permanent?
yeah, so actually too, I'll bring that with me Saturday, I have the plaques that we had
Excellent.
produced. So that they can have that, and we'll just request that they post that somewhere where people can actually see it and recognize it. So I'll make sure that's delivered on Saturday, cause I'm gonna go down for that. As far as other projects go, I got a report from Chris Pacheco that all the work is complete and everything's been invoiced for the Winslow Davis Museum. You gotta get a hold of the electrician about a couple things for him.
that electrician,
He started school. But that's good, they actually came in slightly under budget, so I think we had allocated 18.5 and it was like 1862 or
It's
something.
like almost $400.
Yeah, right around $400 left over of CBC funds, so thank you to them for just being conscious. And actually, the contractor was actually able to fix some on the same wall, so they didn't leave the scope of work. On that same wall, he was actually able to do some additional repairs within that funding that they didn't notice until they opened things up. So that was good, so that whole
Right, that whole wall, almost,
south wall,
Yeah,
yeah, the whole
south
south wall is in good shape now, so of the main part of the building.
right, it looks good, Manny Garcia did a good job. That's his name, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Gomez
Yeah.
did a good job, came to this time, his workers were good, they were very considerate of the property and everything, so it looks good.
Yeah, it does, it looks really good. For the Timothy Ryan's playground, I actually just spoke to our playground representative yesterday. We're expecting that the equipment and the installers will be on site sometime around the second, possibly the third week of October. It's not a very big project, so they'll probably be in and out of there in a week, and then we'll have some fine tuning to do with just setting mulch and mats and things like that, just to get everything like finished, so like I'm hopeful for an end of October completion date for that, and that will be good to go. It'll be nice to get that done before the weather starts to get cold, because we'll probably do some sort of ribbon cutting for that. I'll make sure that we post one of the yard signs there once things are happening, just so all people are driving by, they can recognize that it was CPC funding, so I'll keep you guys kind of updated as that progresses, but that's exciting that that's finally happening. It probably would have been done already, he actually told me there's one piece that's kind of a custom piece, because we have a theme of, there's like police and fire riders, and the police one was kind of custom. So he's like, oh, if you didn't order that. So yeah, I'm excited that that's gonna be happening.
So where are the historical project, the Mount Hope Finishing Company National Register application for nomination to the National Register has been started. The commission decided to go ahead, after talking with the Mass Historical Commission, that the program is still in place. We were kind of a little nervous with the federal funding, but once that budget was settled, we decided that we would go ahead. The national parks, even though it was cut federally, they're still funding that particular program. So it still will take 2 years probably in the long run. But it also, by doing the application, it also further documents the history of that area in a little more detail, so which is important for us to also have.
What will it include? Houses as well as,
Yes, all of the village,
okay.
Yeah.
What signage will be there?
I don't know that yet.
Oh, okay,
We have to go one step at a time, first we have to
gotcha.
get approved.
Yeah, right.
We kind of encompass in project updates with financial reports. Do you have anything on financials
No,
outside of?
no, I'll join you for the meeting this week.
Okay, yeah, what I'll do is I'll send an email to the both of you and so we can,
Did we, talk about, Lincoln Woods at all? Is that moved forward? The electrical panels?
oh, that was completed. I think that was in one of, I think in our last meeting,
Yeah.
I think that was completed.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so all that has been invoiced, they got because that was a reimbursement, they had paid that out and then we reimbursed them. I'm just looking up one thing before we move on,
Is there anything on the
What
board?
time's the library open?
nothing.
9:00.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, 9:00, I kind of want to start, because they're gonna have a procession come down the hill, so the speaking actually starts at 9:30, but I get there at 9:00.
Alright, does anybody have any old business that they wanted to discuss before we move on to new business? Alright, so new business, the first thing was just to review and discuss CP3 reporting. On September 15th, the Department of Revenue and the Community Preservation Coalition require some reporting to be done. I submitted the CP3 report, which is just the new projects or any project updates that we had. Pending, because of votes that happened at our town meeting, so I initiated the new projects into the database, and I think like the very next day, I think Chris said, oh, well, everything's done, we're all set. So I gotta go back in and update what's completed, but that is up to date, and then between the assessor's office and the accountant's office, they work together, the CP1, which is just the reporting of revenue. They had that submitted on the 15th as well, and I think later in October is the CP2, which is strictly done by the assessor's office. What I'll do, I think we should probably start some sort of Dropbox for CPC to like put some of this, like not everything is printed at this point, some of it's just digital. So that way we kind of have a place to land all these documents, so everybody on the committee can see them.
I thought we had one, and maybe I'm mistaken, that,
We have
I do,
Yeah.
We do?
yeah,
yeah,
I do remember this.
that's when we rewrote all of our
Bylaws.
bylaws, we were using.
We were working with the Dropbox.
But were we working off of using your Dropbox?
Yes,
Is there still space in it that you're fine with us continuing to use it, or is it like?
if you fund the projects that I put forward.
Come on.
Yes.
No,
yes,
alright, so we'll just proceed that way, I'll go back, I'll make sure everybody I know I still have access to the whole, cause our,
And I'll check, because
the Commission on Disability stuff is in there too,
Yeah.
so it'll just be a different folder.
Yeah, it is a different file, I just have to make sure that we have everybody's name on it.
Yeah, I can work with you on that to make sure if we need to send permissions, we will.
Okay.
So yeah, I kind of, it's tough to explain without being able to like pull it up, so if we can kind of drop some of this stuff in a place, even like the applications and stuff, like having our own little digital. I think there's some availability too, through like the archive section of the town website. I'll kind of follow up with Leanne on that too, with how we can like have like some digital storage, like that's actually town property too. So that's it for reporting, everything, we're good as far as all of our state requirements on that. Next thing I had was review, discuss, and act the CPC annual public meeting. Just kind of open to suggestions.
The last time we had it, May first.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
wasn't last May, but it was before that.
I think we did two, we've done two, since I think most of us have been together anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just kind of wanted to follow up and just start thinking about it, cause it's like one of those, it seems like everything comes up pretty quick. It's like, yeah, September, next thing you know, it'll be April 30th, yeah, it'll be summer again, and we'll be like, oh, we didn't do it. So yeah, just kind of some forward thinking of things, cause we've had the summer off to just catch ourselves up. But yeah, we wanna kind of think about keeping it consistent with, or do we, I think the only thing was, do we wanna try to hold it a little bit earlier with like maybe the turn of the new year, so that way we're ahead of warrants opening and closing for town meeting? But like, maybe that would be a little bit better approach now that we've done it a couple times and we know what we're doing and what to expect.
March maybe?
In March, yeah.
Or, yeah, March. Just to kind of get it out there and try to, you know, garner some interest in potential projects.
Yeah, we do
Um,
March meeting, yeah, makes sense.
It makes sense because if people have questions about the projects, that would be the time for them to come.
Give
Right.
people time to think about it
Yeah.
before.
And then it'll
There's no
still-
time
yeah.
limit.
And the information will be fresh leading into, well, actually, so if we do March,
March is a little tight.
March is a little, yeah, we might wanna consider February because usually the warrants are,
Close it in March.
no, it's like late April.
Yeah.
You know, and then May, they're talking about dates and finalizing it, so maybe we'll consider like, and then again, it gets a little bit more pressing now, it doesn't seem so absurd to talk about it in September, we're thinking February. But we know what we need to do as far as posting, does everybody kind of feel like February would work?
Yeah.
Somebody wanna make a motion to hold it as part of our February meeting?
I make a motion to hold the CPC annual
Public meeting,
public meeting, as part of our February meeting.
is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Aye. Right, so February meeting, and on that, and I'll just double check all the requirements to make sure we have our ducks in a row. I think it's literally just posting on the town website and then doing the newspaper article.
They have to be posted like, you know, in the
It has to be,
legal section of the
yeah,
paper.
yes,
Yeah.
it's gotta go into that. Like just like how conservation posts theirs and stuff like that, it's pretty similar, requirements. And then next I have review, discuss and act the Community Preservation Coalition annual dues. Every year they ask us to pay and to support the coalition so that they can continue to help us. The coalition dues are $875. I know we do have the one line item for dues and subscriptions, which I think we funded in around $1,500 if I remember correctly. I think it's a little higher than what our actual dues. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, cause it's part of the clerical area like that, the 5%, but I think that specific line item we have funded around $1,500, so there is the money in there to do it. So if everyone's okay with that, I'll entertain a motion for the coalition dues.
Motion to approve the coalition dues at $875.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made and seconded, any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Aye. Does anybody else have any other new business that they wanted to bring up while we're here?
Do we have any potential projects anybody's heard of that might be coming, or
I haven't heard
it's been pretty quiet?
anything.
I have a suggestion
Okay.
for a project, and I'm actually thinking about how to best shop it around, like what committee may be supporting it. At a really high level, it's basically something we've talked about a little before, which is a combination of open space and support for agriculture. We have several farms in town, not as many as we used to, but we still have some farms, farmland. And the idea of the town purchasing development rights for commercially owned farmland that's in active use. So basically you're paying the difference between what it would be at its current value and what it would be like to a developer who wants to put subdivisions on it. And that's the difference, that's the development. So if the town owned the development rights, you really can't do anything with the town other than farming or whatever is in the contract of, you know, the town allows under the.
That would limit
So,
solar
yeah.
farms too.
Look at anything really.
If it's viable
It's just
land
farming.
for agriculture, it should be used for agriculture.
Dan, what I would say to you in that thought is we have on the 6th of October, we have someone coming
excuse me, let me think again, actually, I take that back, it's going to be October first. October first, at our new meeting place at Lyden, the town hall level, we have somebody coming specifically for open space to talk about land trusts.
So this would be a little different than land trust, but similar vein, you know.
It's a similar concept, and whether or not this can be matriculated into land trust, I don't know. I know that other towns have done similar what you're talking about and incorporated it into their land trust criteria. So it might be worth coming, if anybody's interested, to come on the first, you know, to hear what they have to say, to ask questions and see if what you're thinking about can be matriculated in or not. Because if it's for preservation, which is part of what land trusts are, there may be ways that it can be done, and we're gonna have the trustees there as well, so I think if, you know, if anybody knows, they're gonna know.
I like your thought process with that, and it kind of reminds me of what we had talked about last year, a couple different times with affordable housing, like having like that buy down, like almost like the reverse type of thing where,
And it's much more affordable than the town buying a lot to preserve. So you're not buying the lot, you're buying the differential of what it could be and could be, so.
yeah,
A few years ago, we did an agricultural restriction on a piece of land. It was a little different, right?
yes.
And there may be money for that eventually from the state too, because the town's open space plan from 2021 was never formally adopted by the town. So we're in the process of open space right now. Do we have a potential for an extension for 3 years, because there will be grant money for open space. And in order to qualify, we have to have everything in by the end of December. There are 12 items on our list, we've ticked off like 8 of them already. So I think we'll have it all in by late November, early December, but again, that goes along with what you're talking about, and we'll have a 3-year extension for open space land.
I think one difference, and you might know from a legal perspective, is agricultural restrictions are often time limited. It's like a restriction for the next 25 years or something to that effect. And 2, it can be challenged in land court.
Yeah.
And, you know, if it doesn't, that time has gone by and the person wants to challenge it, it's not unheard of that it could be overturned. Whereas I own the rights to develop it. You can't do anything because I own those rights. That's a very different platform to be working from. So it sounds a little bit more secure from the
That
town
could come up
perspective.
too, though, I think land trust can be like 50 years or 100 years also, so.
That's what it's right.
That's up to the owner of the land.
Yeah.
With renewal in there, they all have a time restriction, but it could be 100 years.
It's the rule against perpetuities when it comes to the trust, so it's 99 years and 6 months, to be exact.
So it
so
can't be in perpetuity.
It
in
cannot
other
be
words.
in perpetuity, they can be reviewed and renewed under different parameters, but it can't exist in perpetuity. But a deed where you own the rights, you're right, is a very different type of item. So you're owning those rights to develop the land instead of only owning the trust to the land, so
It's like
it's
the lead
different.
and so
Could
it
that
will,
be in perpetuity?
The
would
deed,
be,
yes,
it would
for
be.
development.
A deed would be, right?
Yes,
And I was gonna ask Paul if he was here, but my understanding is that when the town never goes for bonds, town holdings, which include property, are considered as part of the rating factor. So this is town property, it's a development right, it's not a piece of ground, but it's town property. So probably not very marginal way, but nonetheless, it folds into the town actually getting a better rating when it comes to things like that, so there's a couple pluses that residents end up with.
I wonder if we do, would a town have the capability to lease land for agriculture?
They do today. They
Okay,
actually do today, and the Economic Development Committee went through like 20 different parcels that the town owns that Paul was able to help us put together. We kicked it to the Agricultural Commission and said, look at these and tell us if any of these are suitable for leasing for farming. And one by one, they scratched them off the list and they said it's too wet, it's too wooded, it's too whatever. And but there's one lot that Arusha's leases from the town today, in Brooks Washington, I believe. Council Woodway, so.
Okay, well, no, that's good to know, because like, I think that's like a consideration to have, like, if there was a piece of property at one time on William Street that the town did in some way, shape or form have some interest in, and it kind of like, then I stopped hearing about it. But like in that instance, if there could be a collaborative effort between ourselves, you know, Conservation Commission, and then the thought, like possibly even if we have to go out for a bond to purchase the piece of land, but if we have the capability to lease it for farming and place all of our restrictions that we want on it, then it makes sense. And we can probably cover the bond through that, so I don't know, like, where you're going with it.
Alright, so I'll join your meeting, for open space
It's
and
on the first,
on the first, and then we can go from there and see if
6 o'clock.
whether it be open space or agricultural commission or both that might have an interest in pushing us forward, so.
And town hall lower level, 6 o'clock.
Does anybody else have any other new business? And nobody's on with us, so there's no public input, so I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you all.